Hello, welcome to the Dollhouse. I am the doll, and today I'm going to be talking about homecoming. Homecoming at my HBCU, and why I'm not really feeling it this year. For those of you who are unaware, HBCU stands for Historically Black College or University. And I'm not really feeling it the way that I once did. I used to look forward to seeing friends again, going back, having parties, dancing really hard, just getting drunk, blackout, just dressing up. Like I used to look forward to that. Tailgating, barbecue. I really am over it though. I'm really over it. And I would like to see some things change that maybe I can help change. I don't know. I would like to see some things shift in order to motivate me to really be into homecoming again. Because right now, from my vantage point, from what I can see, it's rare for an HBCU to have a standout academic program in any field of study. I don't know of any HBCU that competes with PWI, with predominantly white university. I don't know any that really compete on an academic level with great rigor. And I would like to see that. What's holding us back from excellence? We used to compete. I feel as if HBCU administration and faculty have gotten used to just fulfilling the status quo, getting people in, churning them out. There's not a whole lot of prolific, excellent energy that competes with other universities on a worldwide scale. I would love to see that though. Homecoming, I wish homecoming was more enticing for me. One other thing that would make it enticing for me is when I visited the campus where I went to school, I was about to say where I grew up, because going to college, it really did feel like a rite of passage. I do feel like I grew up, and I love my HBCU experience. I really did. When I return, though, I would like to see the campus in a better condition. I would like to be wowed when I walk into the student center. I would like to see that the bathrooms don't look exactly the same as they did when I graduated umpteen years ago, more than 2 decades, okay? I'm an old bird at this point. And it just seems like the campuses and infrastructure could use some sprucing up. And this is not just at my HBCU. I live in the town where I went to college, and this particular town has several HBCUs in it. And most of them, the campuses are dated, unmaintained. And when I go back for homecoming, it just feels like everybody is flossing around in all these designer duds, but the facilities aren't up to par. And there's just something about it. It just feels so silly and trivial for us to be standing around on campus getting drunk, ogling one another's outfits, jockeying for position on plots of land that are sectioned off for tailgate. I'm not in a Greek letter organization. I used to want to be. And now reflecting back, I feel like, going back to homecoming is a big deal for people who did pledge in college. I would like to see a bit more outreach, and the exclusionary energy, it's not that fun because they still want you to come to their parties. They still want you to pay to patronize their booths and events, but they don't really make it a fun and friendly experience. It's all about them posturing and posing with the paraphernalia and strolling around. And everyone else is just kind of like, okay, well, we paid, but what are we really getting out of this? It would be good to see the results of any scholarship money raised. Like, how do we see more of that? It would also be good to do more than just raise up and party and have happy hour and brunch and comedy shows. I would love business expos, especially with all of the entrepreneurs that graduated and are coming back to campus and can really stand to meaningfully network based on the colleges where they graduated from, or just organizing the networking sessions that really could move the needle in some industries. I would also like to see think tanks organized, opportunities for us to think up policies that would benefit the HBCUs. Many HBCUs have been shorted by the states that they're in and haven't been getting all of the funds that they have been eligible for. And I just wonder how these colleges and universities have missed this. How did they let this slide for so many years? Why didn't we raise the beacon and make noise about this 30, 40 years ago when we realized it was happening? Or did anyone realize it was happening? How did we miss out on all of these millions and even billions of dollars? Was somebody asleep at the wheel? Why are we showing up at homecoming just partying and making that the biggest event to look forward to for these universities and institutions that really anchor some of the best parts of the culture of America? And I'm not segregating us anymore out of the culture of America. HBCUs represent some of the best parts of the cultures of America. It related to the history of slavery. Some of these universities were founded right after the end of slavery, built by the hands of the formerly enslaved. So we have a lot of pride to take in these universities, these colleges. However, it seems like some of the energy is misdirected. It's very short-sighted energy, and I would like to see more long-range policies and thoughts related to the alumni and the community. How can we be engaged in doing more things beyond partying? Another thing that kind of turns me off from homecoming this year is that a lot of times people just show up to see who they can hook up with from the past. And I haven't wanted to hook up with anybody that I graduated with since I graduated. And people come to show off outfits and feel important, just kind of boast and brag. And it just seems like a lot of posturing. And I'm not in a state of mind where I'm so materialistic and so braggadocious. I really want to focus on activities of service and activities of unity, and thinking of ways of how to make our culture shine and to highlight the best parts of culture. And a lot of homecoming life ends up with the band being the best part of homecoming and them having some organized twerking on the football field and in the stands, and then parties where we've got people strolling around doing their steps with intermittent twerking. And then we've got other twerks sprinkled throughout the crowds. And that just seems to be all it's about for the most part. And honey, I'm over that. Unless I'm in a dance class and trying to burn some calories, I'm not trying to be sweating out my silk press in a heated crowd of intermittent twerking. I would love to see more meaningful alumni engagement, and maybe I could spearhead that, but I don't want to. I would really like the people who are getting paid for that sort of thing on campus to whip something else into shape other than these same old tired parties with these same old tired DJs with these same old sets and, these same old. We can elevate at this point. And, I look forward to seeing it happening. So, yeah, that's why I'm kind of burnt out on homecoming, let me know how you feel. If you went to an HBCU, or if you ever wanted to, let's talk about it in the comments.